previously when we started, we either were usually just adding or subtracting, multiplying or dividing. Now we're going to tell you the priority of when we're intermixing different mathematical operations. Yeah. There's something called the order of operations. And what this is going to do is tell you which mathematical operation we do first, which we do second, which we do third, and so on. And we have an acronym to remember it, which is?
It's what?
Something about Aunt Sally.
Before we get into Aunt Sally, let's just say the acronym is Pemdas.
Oh, Pemdas.
That's the acronym. The way you remember it is, please excuse my dear Aunt Sally.
That's what it is.
That's where Aunt Sally came in.
Yeah.
All right, does that make sense to everybody? Now, the P stands for something. What does it stand for? Parentheses. I don't like to use parentheses. Reason being, I like to call it grouping.
Grouping.
Because people see this as a parenthesis.
Oh, okay.
But it also includes this,
Right, exactly.
this.
Yeah.
and that.
Oh.
So anything you're grouping together, let's put it under P for parentheses, but we're going to think of it mentally as groupings. Stands for exponents. So what this is saying is, first we're going to look for any groupings. If there's any mathematical operations within the groupings, we're going to do that first. After we do that, we're going to go to exponents. We're going to search out any exponents. If there's any exponents, we're going to solve those next. Then what do we have?
Multiplication.
And the D is? Now remember, these two are at the same level, even though they call it MD. Technically, they're at the same level.
Okay.
So if you had multiplication and division on a line, you could just work it left to right. Well, if M and D is multiplication and division, what is A? Addition. And S? Subtraction. Okay, so that's our order of operations. Now when we're solving a problem, we're going to start here and just work our way down. Let me ask you a question. What if we had something that had like and we had something that looked like this?
You would start with the same line.
We've got a series of groupings here, right?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
So first we're going to go here, because this is our first grouping. Well, we got groupings within groupings. So you go to the innermost grouping, this one here, this would be done first.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, very good. What's the next grouping?
Second.
Yeah, we'll do that one second. And then this grouping here would be done last. So what we do is we work from the inside and work out. So the innermost grouping would be first, and then you progressively move out until you eliminate the groupings. All right, let's just take an easy problem. Start off simple. 7 plus 9 times 6. First thing. All right, first, let's do it. We look at the equation. Are there any groupings?
No.
No. So we go to the next one. Are there any exponents?
No.
No. Okay, we go to the next one. Is there any multiplication?
Yes.
Okay, so this has to be done first. So we're going to put an equal sign here. 9 times 6, so it's going to be 7 plus 54. That would be step 1. Now, in this equation, after we finish the multiplication, is there any division?
No.
Is there any addition?
Yes.
All right, right here. So this will be our next step. This is going to equal what?
61. Yeah.
There's our final answer. we have a new equation. First thing, we look at this and we say, are there any groupings?
Yes.
Yes, right here, right? So we're going to have to do that first. So we're going to say 2 plus, let's solve this. 22 plus 54, excuse me, 22 plus 34 divided by 8. So all we did was we resolved this and brought it down to the next line. Now, are there any exponents? No, okay. How about multiplication?
No.
Okay. How about division?
Yeah.
So this is going to be done second. So we just bring down the 2 plus. 56 divided by 8? 7. Okay. We go down to our next line. Is there any addition?
Yes.
Yes. So here's our last operation here. Our answer is 9. Now, if you did it in some other orientation, you're going to get a different answer. The reason why they came up with this was because they want everybody solving the same equation. It's the same equation and getting the same answer. So order is important. Okay. Everybody follow me? All right, let's try another one. Okay, we start at the top of our list again. Are there any groupings?
Yes.
Okay, there's right here. So this is going to be 25 times, this is going to give us 13 minus 16. Okay, we just handled the groupings. Are there any exponents in this?
No.
No. Okay, we don't have to do that. Is there any multiplication?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, right here.
25 by 13.
So 25 times 13 is? 325 minus 16. Okay, we did the multiplication. Any division?
No.
No.
Is there, okay, no division. Is there any addition?
No.
No.
Okay. Is there any subtraction?
Yes.
Yes.
All right, here's our last step right here. And we're going to subtract this away and we're going to get what? 309. There's our final answer.
Okay, can I ask a question?
Absolutely.
Okay, why?
Why?
What would we use this for? I mean, I don't know, I don't understand why we would use it.
In some equations you're going to get a predetermined equation. It may intermix multiplication, division, exponents, and things like that to solve to get an answer. What you're probably going to have to do is plug in certain values for some variables and then solve it. But if you don't do the multiplication prior to the addition and subtraction, something like that,
It's gonna
you're
be
going to give you your answer will greatly differ.
Okay.
You want to do an example of why it would differ? Or you don't want to?
No, I understand it. No, I do. I just don't see where I would use it in my everyday life.
You'll be using it in this class.
Yes, I
It's part of your everyday life.
know. That is part of my life.
Now you can
yes.
see it.
Okay, I can see it.
Problem solved.
It'll make you happy, okay? Okay.
This is probably going to be a little more challenging.
Yeah, okay, let's see. Groupings, yes. Are they both subtract?
Just want to point something out here. We have a grouping here, and we have an exponent. This exponent has to be applied to everything within the grouping.
Oh, because it's on the outside.
Yeah, this is saying everything within this grouping has to be squared.
Gotcha.
I just want to show, this is a lot of,
I need paper. Okay.
when we have an exponent, this actually means
3 times
3 times 3 times 3.
3 to the power of 3.
Yeah, 3 to the power of 3. I see a lot of students say it's 3 times 3 and get 9. It's not.
Oh, that's what I would have done.
Yeah, see. If you did it that way, you get 9. But it's actually 3 times 3 is 9, times 3 is 27. So remember, what this exponent is saying, take this value and multiply it by itself this number of times. That's what it's actually saying. For example, if we said, this is 2 to the 4th, this is actually saying 2 times 2 times 2 times 2. So what would that give you? 2 times 2 is 4, right? Times 2 is 8. Times 2 is 16. So 2 to the 4th is 16, not 8. Yes, Maria? Okay, let's start to solve this problem. What do we do first? Well, we got 2 groupings here, right?
So we do one of them.
Well, we really could solve what's within the parentheses and then do the exponent on the second step, right? So let's say, what do we get here? Uh, 154 minus 72 is 82 times 43. What are we going to get here? And 12 is squared. So this is 12, and we got to keep this squared with it because it's applied to this quantity.
So subtract 96 from 108 first, and whatever that answer is,
You squared.
We square it, yeah.
Okay,
That's what
gotcha.
this is saying.
Okay, all right. All right, let me just do it.
All right, I'll give you a minute. I know.
I hate those things.
Okay. Everybody caught up? All right, everything's done within the parentheses, right? We had 2 of them here to do. Now, what do we do next? Exponents. So this here is going to be done second. So we rewrite the equation again. And 12 squared is 144, which is 12 times 12. All right, we did the exponents. Now let's do the multiplication. One multiplication problem right there. 82 times 43. We got 3,526. Okay, and the last step here, the 4th step, would be the addition. There's our final answer.
I'll need lots of paper for this.
I think if you do it this way, you'll find that there's probably other ways to do it, but I just found doing it this way. Solve one each step at a time. That way, if you want to check your error, well, if there's an error or you want to check your work, I mean, it's easy to just go back to the original
Right,
equation.
right.
Does that make sense?
Me too.
What's that?
The division sign looks a little funky.
All right, we'll fix it. I know Saturday morning everybody's done. Is that better? You're gonna make me pay for getting you up early in the morning.
That's it. All right.
All right, remember this 5 to the 3rd here is 5 times 5 times 5. All right, so let's do, oh, we've got to go to the groupings first anyway. I'm in the wrong order. What are we going to get here? Okay, we've done our groupings. Are there any exponents?
Yes.
So this is going to be next.
25.
All right, so we did groupings, exponents. We go to multiplication. There is none. We go to division. Here. So we got 125 divided by 25, that's 5, plus 115.
Wait a minute. 125 divided.
It's 125 divided by 25.
Oh, okay, sorry.
Say that again? Yeah, well then the last
All right,
step here is the
sorry.
addition.
Can you give us a minute?
I'm sorry.
Russian me. Okay, 125.
I just think if you write this on the side of your paper, just
Yeah.
go through it each step like I'm doing here. I mean, if you don't have any exponents, you just go to the next step. I mean, I go through it for instructional purposes, but you could say, I'm going to start with parentheses, there aren't any exponents, I'll go right to division. As long as you're following the sequence, it shouldn't be a problem.